What up, y'all? Today I got a real simple video for you. I'm going to be cooking an egg on the old cast iron skillet right here. It's going to be kind of a little tutorial, but not really because I'm a noob. I'm just going to be showing you my noob techniques. But yeah, cast iron, I picked this up a couple months ago. I picked one up a couple years ago, actually. Tried to season it. I think I messed it up. I don't know. But I was like, you know what? This is too difficult. There's all these rules and all these, instructions for how to care for it. And it seems too complicated. So I got rid of it. I saw it again. Actually, I found this lodge. It's sold here in Korea. So I picked it up. I'm like, let me try it again. And I got one. And I still don't think I did it right. You know, if you look in the inside here, it's not looking as smooth and nice as other cast iron pans and skillets I've seen online. But that being said, I can still cook what I think is one of the harder things to cook on a non-Teflon pan, which is eggs, because they can really stick. So, if you got that Teflon, then it shouldn't be a real big problem for you, or some other kind of non-stick pan. But with the old school cast iron, it can be tricky. And I looked it up, many tutorials online how to cook an egg, and they didn't work for me. And I was doing what I thought was exactly what they were doing on the videos, but it just didn't work for me. And what they said you shouldn't do is what I kind of found to work. So if you're in a sticky situation similar to mine, you might want to try this out. This is maybe not, because again, I'm a noob. So basically, you got the old cast iron skillet here. I got it on a burner gas. The ranges at my studio and at my crib are actually electric, so that's what I usually cook on. Hopefully it'll be the same kind of deal with the fire. But on the electric range, I try to get it up to like a 4 out of 10. Like, you probably might have numbers on it. This doesn't have numbers, but I'm gonna try to get it probably to like a low medium. So with this, you can't really go too low, at least in the beginning, but you can go too high, which is the opposite of what I've heard on these internet videos. People say you don't want to start it too low. You want to start it when it's already hot. But I mean, yeah, you don't want to put it in ice cold, but when it's too hot, that's when I notice the sticking, and that's no good. And that is one advantage of the electric range, actually, I guess, is that it's a wider thing, but you can still control the heat, whereas the only way to control the temperature on the fire is to make the flame wider or more narrow. So hopefully I don't get a real hot spot in the middle, but I'm only going to be showing you one egg because I have another little trick up my sleeve that I want to show you as well. So this is almost a little bit too hot. If I mess this up, then I'm definitely blaming this fire. But if it does get too hot, you can always just let it cool down for a bit. Now, I like to use butter. A lot of people be using oil. For me, I found that butter just works better. I don't know and maybe it's just the particular way I do it. Cooking it, starting it slow, butter works better. I don't know. And I like butter, it's real tasty. I'll probably just use about that much. Okay, see this butter starting to sizzle like that? That's already almost too hot. I'm gonna turn this off for a second. And that's fine with the cast iron because it will retain its heat very well. So you can let it cool down a bit, and then you can turn it back on. I'm just gonna turn it on to like the lowest I can. Let's test our luck. Okay, that should be fine. Now, the reason why I'm doing one egg is because I want to show you this other little trick. Where right when you put it in, it's not gonna form that crust. So what you can do is shape it. See these like outside little straggling, the white part. You can turn it into a nice circle. You can really shape it into whatever shape you want. You can shape it into a square if you want. But since I'm only gonna be doing one egg right now, I'm just gonna shape it into a nice little round circle. And a lot of people, they use rings, like metal rings, or I think I've seen a hack where people use onions, or the ring of an onion to do it, which, yeah, that's cool, and you might get a better circle. But just doing this, like you can see, that's a pretty nice circle, and all you gotta really do is make sure it's low, and then you'll be able to form it, and so it doesn't like harden up right away. That's a nicely shaped egg in my opinion. And basically, just chill with it. Ain't no rush cooking the eggs. If you're in a rush, this technique is not gonna work for you. But if you want a good egg and you got a little bit of time, hey, try this out, it might just change your life. Obviously, it doesn't really matter what the shape is, but it's still kind of nice. So yeah, it's kind of tricky with this. I should have practiced one before I did this. Like the lowest setting on this is still higher than like 3 or 4 on my electric range, but we're making progress. So it's been a couple minutes here, and what I like to do is once it gets to this point, like obviously it's maintaining its shape. You probably couldn't just shake it around willy-nilly and expect it to slide all over the place. But what you can do is once you get to here, it's like probably cooked on the bottom, not cooked on the top, is be like carefully go all around, test out the waters, you know, and see. And yeah, that is looking real nice. So yeah, it's moving. See that? You got some movement. And like I said, I don't think I've probably cooked in this cast iron skillet maybe like 10 times. They say the more you cook in it, the better seasoning you develop on it. Also, this brand, Lodge, not sponsored, unsullied from sponsorship since the jump, says that they come pre-seasoned, but still you might want to season it a bit. I would say mine has like minimal to like no extra seasoning. But you can see it's already sliding around. Now I could slide it around willy-nilly if I wanted. I'll just show you. Nothing, no egg marks. It's just slipping and sliding like a slip and slide. You know what I'm saying? Once it gets like this, where it's still a little bit wet on the top, you can cut the heat. The cast iron will retain that temperature, like I said, and you could take it off now. You can eat it like that. Depends how you like your eggs. You can flip it. You can do whatever you want. I'm just gonna let it sit in here for about a minute. I'm gonna grab a fork, pull it off, and then test it out. All right. So once again, check this out. Clean. And look at the pan. You're not really seeing any egg residue. There's no crust, no crisp, no nothing. What I will do with this is I'll probably wash it out with water and just rinse it with water only. Honestly, you might not even have to do that, but I probably will. Then I'll throw it into my little toaster oven for about 10 minutes on high heat just to make sure that all the water is out of there. So let's try this egg. Here's what we're working with now. So pretty well developed white, definitely a runny yolk on top. It's a nice shape. You know, that looks like a nice egg to me without any runners, without any legs. You know, sometimes you get the ones with the arms and the legs. Yeah, that's a nice shape. And you know, obviously you could throw in 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8 eggs into one pan and probably get the same result. I just did one because I wanted to show you that other little technique I have. I'm gonna throw a little Cholula on it for this one. Oh, that's looking nice. That's looking like some type of way. Oh, that's a lot, but it's alright. So very runny yolk. Oh, yeah, I should have showed you the bottom. Let me show you real quick. So here's the bottom. As you can see, it's white, which you might not like that. You might want a crispy, kind of tough to chew through egg, but for me, I like them this way, just white, and the whole thing is nice and tender, easy to eat. I also like it the other way, but then you'll have more risk of them sticking, in my experience. Yup. Delicious. That's a grade A egg right there, man. Yeah. That's mighty fun. Simple. Takes a bit of time, you know, for this egg. The whole process might take you 10 minutes, right? So a lot of you guys might not have that type of time. But if you do, then definitely worth a try. And especially if you got a cast iron pan, you're not sure if you season it well. Like me, like I'm not a cast iron expert. I don't know anything about it. It's intimidating. But even if you're not sure if it's seasoned well and you're like, man, I just want to cook some eggs on it, whatever, I don't want to use that, you know, non-stick, whatever, this should work. And like I said, I've seen a lot of videos where people say, nah, you got to start it on high heat. And maybe that works for them. Maybe that's their skillet's different. Maybe it's more seasoned than mine. But this is a pretty foolproof way, in my opinion, to cook a nice fried egg. Do not forget that technique to shape it. You know, if you got a piece of white bread that's a square, you could shape it into a nice little square. Maybe for the kids, you could like shape like a little alien head, whatever you want, man. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Hope you got something for it. Hopefully I helped at least like 3 people, you know? But yeah, I'm about to get out of here. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.